So, hello everyone, good evening to all. Just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible. Please use the chat box and let me know that my voice is audible. Okay. Thank you for your comment in the chat box and warm welcome on the platform of Batuk Consultancy and for our today's session, which is going to be a very special session on this Saturday evening. So, sir, as you all know, the topic is memory technique and the GST. The first question is that, sir, whether it is possible to memorize each and every section of GST through the techniques. That is the first question. So I just wish to ask, have you attended my session on memory techniques earlier before today? Have you attended the session, or you all are joining for the first time? I just wish to know that you are joining it for the first time or you have already joined that session. For the first time, a lot of participants are there who are joining the session for the first time, so welcome you all. And those who have already joined the session, so I may request that whatever was your feedback about the session, you can put it in the chat box, so that the participants who are joining it for the first time, they will get the idea that how our session is going on. Okay, although the session, this memory technique session, was especially planned for the new participants only, but you all are there, so once again welcome you all on our platform. Any comments who has already joined our session on the memory techniques on YouTube as well? So, sir, basically in this particular course, in this particular workshop, what we are going to cover, I am just going to share with you certain techniques to memorize each and every section of GST. And through that techniques, you can easily memorize the section. And these sections or these techniques are not based on any technical approach. These techniques are completely based on practical approach, certain number techniques, certain pronunciation based techniques, or certain permutation and combination based techniques which we are supposed to use to memorize the sections. Okay, the purpose is only one, to memorize the sections. Okay, and through this particular session, I can assure you, if you will join the session for the entire 5 hours, that means today we have session and tomorrow also we have session from 5 to 7 or 7:30, whatever will be the time. Okay, so if you will join this session or you will join this workshop for the 5 hours, this is my assurance to you, each and every section of the CGST Act will be on your fingertips. Okay, because as we know very well that when we have to appear in front of departmental authority, or when we have to file the returns, or when we have to handle the compliances, there is requirement to take the reference of law. Okay, as we all are into the phase of litigation, I can say, in GST, because the baby age of GST has already over. Okay, so now departmental authority is sending the notices on multiple issues. Now, if we have idea about the sections, if we have idea about the provisions, then we can easily take the reference while appearing in front of departmental authority, while preparing our replies, while taking the decisions, and while handling the compliances. Because now this GST is not like that you can file your GSTR 1 and 3 be written on portal and at all, or compliance is done. Not at all. Because sir, government is working on automation, and when the GST will be entirely on the automation basis, then what will be the role of a chartered accountant or a tax consultant or a legal practitioner? Or as in this particular session, I think there are certain GST authorities are also here with us. Okay, now we have certain GST authorities now in this session. So from GST authority perspective also we'll discuss that, sir, if I have the knowledge of the law, then only I will be in a position to file the perfect return, to handle the perfect compliances, to handle the litigations. And from the perspective of departmental authority, I can easily design or draft the particular order, or while issuing the notices, I can consider the various segments of the law, various implications of the law. So there is requirement to have the knowledge of each and every section and to memorize each and every section. We have this specific session on the memory techniques. So sir, first let me know, are you excited for the session? Are you ready for the discussion? Okay, I don't wish that this session should be a boring session. This session should be an interactive session where I I should not feel that I am in front of any camera and I am sharing the session or I am going to cover the point. I just wish that we are on a seminar hall and we are here for the discussion on the various techniques. Okay. Sir, one or two or three or four comments are not sufficient. There is requirement that the whole public, all the population who is there in the particular session, they have to comment. Sir, are you ready? It's your own session. We all are here for learning something in a great way. So there is requirement of your support as well. Yes. So, sir, there are 2 to 3 conditions before starting the particular session. Condition number 1, try to make your mind that you are a student, because when you will feel that I am a student, then you will be in a situation to learn the things very quickly. Okay, today I am not a chartered accountant, today I am not a practitioner, I am not a GST officer, I am not a 60-year-old, I am just a student and I am going to learn something very special. That is the first, that is your mindset, because brain will plays a very important role. Second, I just wish everyone should have one notebook and pen, so that when we are going to cover any section, you can make section number 2 the technique of that section number 3 uski technique, section number 4 the techniques of that particular section, so that you can memorize very easily. Okay, so there is requirement of a pen and paper. Don't go for click screenshot of the pictures which will be there on the screen. Try to write it down at your own hand. Third condition, sir, make this session interactive. Interesting, I will taking the responsibility for the same, but interactive you should make. If you have any query, any concern related to any section, just put it in the chat box. I will take your query and I will respond immediately. Okay. So जितना सेशन इंटरेक्टिव होगा उतना हम लोग एक दूसरे से इंटरेक्शन करके Q&A ले पाएंगे, हम लोग हमारे जो डाउट्स है उनको सॉल्व कर पाएंगे. ओके. And the fourth, last and most important, in between the session or throughout the session, I will ask you multiple queries. Okay, multiple time I will ask you that this concept is okay, this provision is okay, this section is okay. So what you need to do, you just need to comment in the chat box that yes, this concept is okay, or at that time if you have any query, you can put the same in the chat box. Okay, so sir, start our session, start our discussion on this memory technique with the sections of GST. So number 1, as we all know, number 1 is the commencement of counting. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and under GST, section number 1 is commencement, short, extent and title. Section number 1 is commencement of counting. Matlab, whenever I need to start any counting, I just need to start it from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 is the commencement number, and under GST, our section number 1 is also related to commencement, short, extent and title. This section says that your GST will be applicable whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. So this is my commencement section. Section number 1. How will memorize? Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and under GST, section number 1 is commencement, short, extent and title. This section says your GST will be applicable to whole of India, including your Jammu and Kashmir. I hope the section number 1 is there in your brain. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and under GST, section number 1 is commencement, short, extent and title. सर आपको इंपॉर्टेंस समझाना क्यों मुझे सेक्शन आना चाहिए, बिकॉज इफ योर पर्पज इज मेयरली वन that my client will share the data, I will file the return, I will upload it on the GST and common portal, I will file the return, then you are just doing the clerical work. But if you wish that I have to file the perfect return, I have to handle the compliances in a perfect way, I have to appear in front of departmental authority with 100% confidence, there is requirement of knowledge, because without knowledge there will be no confidence. And if you wish that you should have the confidence, then there is requirement of knowledge. So in this workshop, we'll try to gain some knowledge in a different way. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and section number 1 is commencement, short, extent and title. This section says your GST will be applicable to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. Next, sir, number 2. Section number 2 is related to definitions, and for definition we'll discuss separately, because there is no technique, because multiple definitions are there. We just need to keep in our mind that section number 2 is related to definitions. So number 3, sir, to provide the memory technique for each and every section and to discuss the memory technique for each and every section, there is requirement that I have to take certain presumptions. Okay, and these presumptions which I am going to take are completely for the reference, for the purpose to memorize the sections only. There is no relevance at all. Okay, and these are the market perception, not my perception. Number 3, so number 3 is indication of something bad. हम लोग हिंदी में बोलते भी, if you are from south then there is a English that number 3 is indication of something bad, and हिंदी में हम लोग बोलते हैं तीन तिगाड़ा काम बिगाड़ा. And sir, while filing the GST return on GST and common portal, when I will file the return on GST and common portal and I will going to make any mistake, then I have a departmental authority who is going to correct that mistake. है ना? अगर मैं कोई रिटर्न गलत फाइल कर दूंगा तो डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी उसे चेक करने वाली है, और डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी मेरी मिस्टेक को करेक्ट करने वाली है, और डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी मुझे ये भी बताने वाली है कि करेक्शन क्या क्या होने चाहिए, whether the correction may be in the form of scrutiny, may be in the form of assessment, may be in the form of audit. So number 3 is indication of something bad, teen tigada kaam bigada, and section number 3 says that section number 3 is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, we have our GST authorities, they are going to correct our bad things. So the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is officers under GST. So this section number 3 is related to officers under GST. Sir, there is one question in the chat. I am just going to take this question because this is relevant at all. Sir, why we need to memorize each and every section? Okay, because sir, we have Google. Google has the power, Google has the knowledge, Google can share the reference of any section, not an issue. Okay, suppose there is a litigation and you are representing in front of any departmental authority, or while having a discussion on any topic, suppose there is a requirement to take the reference of any section, and at that time if you will open your mobile phone and checking the section, there will be a question on your confidence and knowledge. As a chartered accountant, as a tax practitioner, as a GST consultant, as a legal practitioner, there is requirement that you should at least have the knowledge about the sections, about the provisions, because agar wo nahi hoga, there will be a question. That is the first point. Second point, when you are filing the returns in your office, suppose at that time just client is sending the data and we are filing the returns. Okay, but suppose if I have idea about the provision of law, I have idea about the valuation, time of supply, place of supply, the mechanism, determination, applicability, then only I will be in a situation to file the perfect return. Otherwise a 12th pass out can file the GST return, there is no question about that. So to file the perfect return, to handle the compliances smoothly, to handle the litigations, to grow our practices, yes, there is a requirement of section. You all are agree with me now, sir? Just let me know once. And the person who has raised the question, you are also getting the points now. Also, I request, sir, you can do one thing. Just change your Zoom name with your original name so that I can speak with you with your name only. Or at any point of time, if we'll meet, then I can recall you with the name itself. Okay. So thank you for your comment in the chat box. So number 3 is indication of something bad. Teen tigada kaam bigada. And when I am going to make any mistake, then the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is the officer. So this section is related to officers under GST, and section number 3 says that we have the list of officers like principal chief commissioner, chief commissioner of GST, commissioner of GST, additional commissioner, joint commissioner, assistant commissioner, superintendent. This hierarchy is given in section number 3 only. So suppose the order has been passed by the assistant commissioner. Now if you wish to file a appeal against that order, then you can file the appeal in front of deputy commissioner. Practically we know very well, but this particular mechanism, from where this mechanism is coming, that is a question. So this mechanism is coming from the section number 3. Number 3 says indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad thing. When I am using the word authority, authority includes your assistant commissioner, your principal chief commissioner, commissioner, additional, joint, deputy, assistant, or any other class of officer, all the officers who are there under GST. Now whenever there will be a notice, or when you will go to prepare a reply, you will use one word as per section number 3 of CGST Act, as you are the appointed authority for us. Isse hua kuch nahi, it will create an impact. Okay, because if I am talking from the perspective of professional, I am not a good seller. If I am a good seller, then I have a lot of options. I can use certain attractive packing. I can provide certain complimentary gifts to sell my goods. But as I am a service provider, what I can do? I can present my services in a best way. That is the thing. So when I am preparing a reply, I just need to take the reference of these sections. And from the departmental perspective as well, when departmental authority is going to issue any notice, they should not use merely cut, copy, and paste matters. They should use the reference of sections in the right way. Okay. In this 5-hour discussion, I am just going to bifurcate the sections. Certain sections, maybe the theoretical sections, will give very less amount of time, like section number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there may be certain sections which are very important from practical perspective, will give very huge amount of time. Okay. So section number 3 is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is the officers under GST. Section number 4 is for your. Section number 4, your. Just try to link the word. Section number 4, your. Section number 4 is related to appointment of the officers. The officers which you have, listen, in section number 3, the same officer has been appointed through section number 4. Section number 4 is for your. Section number 4 is for your. That is appointment of the officer. Just try to link the word for with your. Section number 4 is for your. Section number 4 is for your. That is appointment of the officers. The officer who is here, whether it is a principal, chief commissioner, additional commissioner, assistant commissioner, all these officers are appointed through section number 4 only. Section number 5 is very high. Section number 5 is very high. So just try to link the word 5 with high. Section number 5 is very high. Section number 5 is very high. Why high? Because section number 5 has the powers. Sir, suppose I have powers, then I will be on a higher side. Or if I have no powers, then I will be on a lower side. Okay. Suppose if there is a notice and I wish to meet any departmental authority, because departmental authority has powers, so departmental authority is on higher side. As I have very less amount of power, so I am on a lower side. So section 5 is very high and powers will always be on a higher side. So the departmental authorities powers has been mentioned in section number 5. The notice which has been issued by the departmental authority is due to section number 5 because powers is mentioned in section 5. The summon to call the personal appearance of that particular person is also mentioned in section number 5 because powers are mentioned. To inspect the physical premises of your business, section number 5, because powers, all the powers is mentioned in section number 5 only. So now as a departmental authority, when I will use any power, I will just take the reference of section number 5, or when I will try to provide any response as a taxpayer to the departmental authority, I will also use the reference of section number 5, that sir, as per the section number 5 of CGST Act, based on the mentioned power you have issued us the notice and we are providing our response in the below points. It will improvise your drafting techniques. Okay. So you know, a lot of AI tools are available in the market. Just upload your notice, the drafted reply will be there. But that AI based reply will not use the root of the sections. Yes, basic sections that AI can use, the related sections AI can use, but the presentation oriented sections, not at all. And in case of litigation, we all know presentation plays a very important role because sir, topic same है, मैटर सेम है, लिटिगेशन भी सेम है. एक हाई कोर्ट पॉजिटिव डिसीजन देता है, दूसरा हाई कोर्ट एडवर्स डिसीजन देता है. रीजन बीइंग it's merely due to the presentation. So section number 5 is very high and higher side always the powers. Sir, section number 1. Yes, sir. Suppose all the powers is mentioned in section number 5. Departmental authority is here with the search without the notice. Then the same is not mentioned in section number 5. No power is in the hand of section the departmental authority. Then the same will not be there. Okay. So all the powers is mentioned in section number 5 and departmental authority may delegate the power. So section number one is the commencement of counting. Hence, section number 1 of GST is commencement, short, extent, and title. Section number three is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is the officers under GST. Section number 4 is for your, that is appointment of the officer. Section number 5 is very high, higher side always powers. So this section is related to powers of the officer. Sir, section number 6, authority fix. How will memorize? Section number 6, authority fix. Section number 6, authority fix. Section number 6, authority fix. Just I am going to take a practical example and then we'll discuss this. Many times what will happen, suppose your audit or assessment has already been done by the central GST department. Now, again the state GST department is going to issue the notice for the same period. Okay. Then the option which we have, we can basically prepare a reply and we may directly write to the departmental authority that our audit has already been done by the central GST department, so you should not be eligible to conduct our audit. If you will provide that reply, then also it is completely okay. But suppose if you have the reference of section, then your reply will be more effective. There will be a respect which will be there in the mind of departmental authority that yes, the reply which has been prepared by Mr. Sachin with reference to sections, that means he has a sound amount of knowledge of law. So section 6, authority fix. This section says that your audit has been conducted by the central GST department for a period, then the state GST department cannot initiate the proceeding for the same period. So now suppose the same matter is here and you have received a notice, then now you are not going to prepare the simple reply. You just need to take the reference of section 6, that as per the section number 6, our audit under section 65 has already been done by the central GST department, so you are not eligible to conduct the audit for the same period. Or suppose your jurisdiction is under central GST department. If state GST department is issuing any notices, then there is requirement of a letter in which the central GST department is going to provide the powers to the state GST department that you can go for the audit. Whether we have asked for that particular type of permission? No, because we have no idea that this type of document may be there. But here, section number 6, authority fix, which says that, sir, central tax officer can initiate the proceeding for state and state jurisdiction, but there is requirement of a confirmation. Or if an audit has been conducted by the central GST department for a particular period, then the audit cannot be initiated by the state GST department. The same is mentioned in section number 6. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and section number 1 is commencement, short, extent, and title. Number 3 is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is officers under GST. Section number 4 is for your, that is appointment of the officer. Section number 5 is very high, that is powers of the officer. Section number 6, authority fix. Sir, all the 5 sections are okay for you? Just let me know once. We are going on a right way, so that I can have an idea that yes, we are on the right way. You are enjoying the session, huh? Just let me know from each and everyone, so that we can take the next section and we can say this section is a foundation section of GST, the most important, the most relevant section of GST. You all are getting now. Still we have the comments from 30 to 40 participants, and we have approx 100 participants in Zoom itself. So this is my personal request to each one of you, because sir, as this particular session or this particular workshop is a techniques based workshop. Okay, when you are putting in the chat box, yes, we are getting the points, it will give a signal to your brain as well, that the brain is gaining the points, brain is understanding the memory techniques. तो मेरा आधा काम वहीं हो जाएगा, बिकॉज जब ब्रेन को ये लग रहा है कि मुझे सब कुछ समझ आ रहा है, तो देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ सचिन. Now, section number 6 is authority fix. This section is here for the authorization of the officers, that the officer can initiate the proceeding. Section number 7 is most important section. Okay, in GST, 40% litigations are due to this particular section, and in future 60% of the litigations will be due to this particular section only, because now in the current scenario the litigations are mainly based on reconciliation. 3B और 1 में डिफरेंस है, नोटिस. 3B और 2B में डिफरेंस है, नोटिस. लेट फीस पे नहीं किया, नोटिस. इंटरेस्ट में इशू है, नोटिस. सर, who will think about the technical points of law? Section number 7, S for 7, S for supply. Section number 7, S for 7, S for supply. Section number 7, S for 7, S for supply. And government has given a very beautiful definition of this section number 7. Government says, section number 7, supply. And the definition is very vast. Supply includes sale, exchange, barter, transfer, lease, rental, disposal, agreed to be disposal for a consideration or in the course or furtherance of business. Sir, your client will share the data and you can easily file the return. There is no issue at all. But from planning perspective, if one client is coming to my office and saying that, Sachin, I am going to start this business, what will be the applicability of GST? And these are the transactions which is there in my business. What will be the applicability of GST? What will be the rate? What will be the place? What will be the time of supply? Then, sir, there is requirement of knowledge of law. And if you wish to grow your practices, then these type of things are required. I have to decide that all those transactions cover under the definition of section supply 7. And government has used the word supply includes. Government चाहते तो supply means भी कर सकती थी, but government wants a very wide definition. Supply includes और भी हम कुछ कर सकते हैं. Sale, exchange, barter, transfer, lease, rental, disposal, agreed to be disposal. Or they have put two very important conditions. One is in the course or furtherance of business, or other one is for a consideration. If there will be a consideration, yes, GST will be applicable. If the same is in the course or furtherance of business, yes, GST will be applicable. Now, sir, इस section पे I just wished थोड़ा detailed discussion. Can we go for a detailed discussion in this particular section? Are you here with me? Because this is quite important section of the GST. Otherwise, this particular session is for memory technique only, and memory technique done. Section number 7, S for 7, S for supply. Sir, two mandatory conditions. One is in the course or furtherance of business. Second one is consideration. Suppose consideration is missing. In that case, whether GST will be applicable or not. Or if government says that if no consideration, then no GST, then what will happen? Everyone is going for the transaction in cash only, and the value which is going to be shown in the books of accounts will be zero, because if no consideration, then no GST, and here no consideration, so no GST should be applicable. But government हमसे भी ज़्यादा होशियार है. Okay, so what government has done? Government has created certain schedules, and in that particular schedule they have given schedule number 1, which is related to disposal or transfer of business assets. Second one is transfer between distinct person and related party. Third one is transfer between principal and agent and import of service. That means if these 4 transactions will be there, then no condition of schedule number 1 will apply. Then no condition of schedule number 1 will apply. That means if there will be a transfer of business assets and आपने बोला ये हमने zero consideration पे किया, then also GST will be applicable. No consideration, but the same will be applicable for GST. Suppose I have one office at Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and another office is at Gujarat, and if there will be a transaction between Gujarat and Jodhpur, then also you may say that no consideration because दोनों आपस की तो firm है. But in that situation also the same will fall under the definition of supply. अभी हम लोग सिर्फ ये decide कर रहे हैं whether this transaction will fall under the definition of supply or not. If there will be a transaction between principal and agent, I have appointed multiple agents across India, and I am sending the goods to my agent, and I am saying that I am not going to take any consideration from my agent. Then also government said, आप बोलो भले, will treat the same transaction as a supply. and import of service from any associate concern. Suppose I have imported certain goods or services. Okay, here the provision is import of service. If I have imported certain services from the outside India, my associate concern, then also if I am saying that I have not given a single rupee for that transaction, then also government is saying that yes, will treat that transaction as a supply. Now there may be one question in your mind that, sir, when government is saying that will treat it supply, but there is no consideration, no amount, that on which value GST will be applicable. So sir, government will decide the value based on rules. You know, in each and every law there is rules and section. Can anyone please tell me what is the difference between section and rules? Anyone? Because we all are professionals, so anyone can comment in the chat box that what is the difference between section and rules? What is the difference between section and rules? These are the very important point which we need to keep in our mind. Because जब तक मुझे यही पता नहीं है, बेसिक्स ही क्लियर नहीं है, how I can grow my practices? Sir, section always tell us, yes, section always tell us what to do, करना क्या है, and rules always tell us how to do. Rules always provides us the procedure. Hence, in this particular section number 7, government has mentioned that if no consideration, then also will treat it as a supply. So now, how will decide the supply? That will be governed through the rules only. Now, there is second condition, which is in the course or furtherance of business. Now, suppose second condition is in the course or furtherance of business, but government says if there will be an import of service for a consideration, if there will be a import of service for a consideration, then also it will be treated as supply. Because why government is very careful about the import, you know? Because in case of import, there will be outflow of foreign currency. To minimize the outflow of foreign currency, government is going to impose that condition. In case of import, will treat it as a supply and will impose the GST under reverse charge mechanism. That is what is the perspective. So supply includes sale, exchange, barter, transfer, lease, rental, disposal, agreed to be disposal for a consideration in the course or furtherance of business. For a consideration, suppose no consideration, then also 4 exceptions are there in schedule 1. Then second, in the course or furtherance of business. Suppose no in the course or furtherance of business, then also we have an exception related to import of service. Now, sir, हम step by step discussion करेंगे. Okay, government has decided that this particular transaction or activity will be treated as supply. Now, question is that whether the same will be treated as supply of goods or supply of services. Sir, why there is requirement of the bifurcation of that particular supply as goods or supply as services? As a professional, whenever we are learning any section, any provision, we need or we should try to identify the reason of that particular provision which is there under law, so that we'll gain an idea. Okay, so sir, supply of goods or services, sir, एक बार decide कर दिया ना, it is a supply. Why there is requirement of bifurcation as goods or as a services? Reason being, there is different HSN और SSC code. चलो HSN SSC code से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, but sir, different provisions regarding value, regarding place of supply, regarding time of supply. And applicability of law, applicability of GST is completely different in case of goods and services. To provide the bifurcation, to provide the applicability of GST law, there is requirement of that particular type of categorization into goods and services. So government ने categorize किया supply of goods or supply of services. Now question is that, sir, suppose a particular transfer is a supply of goods, how I can identify? So वैसे तो कई सारे rules हैं, but a basic principle, very simple, is only one logic. Whenever there will be a right to use transfer, that will be treated as supply of service. Suppose I have a mobile phone, or I have given a right that you can use that mobile phone for 1 month, for 6 months, that will be treated as a right to use transfer. But suppose if I am going to transfer the title, entire title, suppose that mobile phone I have sold to someone, that will be treated as title transfer. So title transfer always treated as supply of goods. So keep 2 points in your mind. Whenever there will be a right to use transfer, supply of services. Whenever there will be a title transfer, the same will be treated as goods. Okay, sir. So section number 7, S for supply. Supply includes sale, exchange, barter, transfer, lease, rental, disposal, agreed to be disposal in the course or furtherance of business or for a consideration. If no consideration, in that case also the same will be treated as supply. Condition is only that in the course, if there will be a business transfer, if there will be a principal to agent, if there will be a supply between distinct person or import of service from the associate concern. और इन द कोर्स और फर्दरेंस ऑफ बिजनेस नहीं है लेकिन इन इंपोर्ट ऑफ सर्विस है, देन आल्सो द सेम विल बी ट्रीटेड एज सप्लाई. नाउ डिसाइडेड सप्लाई, we have to go for bifurcation: supply of goods, supply of services. If there will be a title transfer, supply of goods. If there will be a right to use transfer, supply of services. Section number 7. Next section, which is again a very important section. I hope you all are getting the points in the right way. Okay, or if you have any query, any concern, please put it in the chat box. I am here to respond. Sir, just look on number 8. Just look on number 8, because certain memory techniques are based on design of number. Just look on number 8. Do you think this number 8 is mixture of 00, 10 and the second 0? Do you think this number 8 is mixture of 00? मिक्सचर से निकला मिक्स्ड एंड कंपोजिट सप्लाई. Number 8 is a mixture. Whenever you will look on number 8, now रात को भी जब कोई आपको दिखा देगा ना number 8, first concept should be there in your brain that this number 8 is a mixture of 00. Hence this particular section is related to mixed and composite supply, and this bifurcation is very critical. Reason being, suppose while providing the consultancy to our client, we have treated a particular supply as a composite supply, but in actual, as per the provision of law, as per the section 8, as per the analysis, the same is a mixed supply, but we have decided as a composite supply. The rate of GST completely change. In future, when department will come up with notice, then you have to pay the tax, interest and penalty as well. Your client will say, Mr. Sachin, you have filed our return, you have handled all the compliances, you have managed everything for us, then why this particular amount of notice is here? We have taken the consultancy from us. उसमें आप ये नहीं बोल सकते हो सर मैंने तो आपको फ्री में कंसल्टेंसी दी थी. I have only charged the amount for the return filing. So the examination and determination regarding the mixed and composite supply is a very crucial, and department is also issuing multiple notices. Let's discuss this section. Composite supply. What do you mean by composite supply? When two or more supply and these are naturally bundled, and one should be your principal supply, another should be your ancillary supply, like AC and the installation. Whenever you are supposed to buy the AC, there is one concept in my mind that sir, I will get the installation. So AC and installation, therefore, thereof is an example of composite supply. Mobile and charger is also composite supply. Because there is one perception in my mind that when I will buy the mobile phone, the charger will be there, except the Apple. Majority of market players are doing the same. Nature भी ऐसा है, उससे फिक्स है कि बिना उसके मैं उसका क्या करूंगा. So mobile will be my principal supply and charger will be my ancillary supply. But mixed supply, when a particular supply which is not a composite supply, the same will be treated as mixed supply. So what we need to do, we just need to decide the definition of composite supply. Mixed supply automatically done. So composite supply, two or more supply, one will be your principal supply, another will be your ancillary supply, and the rate of GST will be applicable as principal supply only. Suppose principal supply पे 18% है, and suppose principal supply पे 5% है, and on your ancillary supply is 18%, then the GST on whole product will be 5% only. But in case of mixed supply, the highest rate of GST will be applicable. Suppose the combination is of face wash and hair oil. No one is principal supply. and the same is not qualify as a composite supply. Both the product are not naturally bundled, hence the same will be treated as mixed supply and highest rate of GST will be applicable. So section number 8 is related to composite and mixed supply. Number 8 is a mixture of double zero. Composite supply is two or more supplies. One is principal, another one is ancillary. Rate of GST will be as per principal supply. Both the supply are naturally bundled. Term naturally bundled कैसे decide होगा? Based on market players, based on nature, based on perception of consumer. And mixed supply is a supply which is not a composite supply. The highest rate of GST will be applicable in the case of mixed supply. Section number 8. Sir, next section, section number 9. Sir, section number 9, a very beautiful section, I can say. Section number 9, just link the word 9 with fine. Section 9 fine, section 9 fine. Sir, why you are saying that section 9 fine? Sir, since 2017, when the GST was imposed by the government of India, we are facing a lot of issues, daily changes, technical glitches, multiple issues on GST. To memorize that particular section, I have created technique section number 9, imposing fine, because due to this section the GST has been imposed, because section number 9 is a charging section. And as we all know that under law, the charging section plays a very important role regarding the determination of the taxability. So due to this particular section, this GST is applicable. So this is a charging section, and the particular efforts which we need to make, that is not less than fine. So section 9, imposing fine, charging section, and this section says your GST will be applicable on all intra-state supply. The highest rate is 20% except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. और वो प्यारी सी line that the GST on the 5 petroleum product will be applicable on a future date, that is also mentioned in this section number 9. And the mechanism, sir, we know under GST there is two mechanisms for paying the taxes. One is forward charge, another one is reverse charge. In case of forward charge, your supplier is going to make the payment of tax. In case of reverse charge, your recipient is going to make the payment of taxes. Both the mechanism is given in section number 9 only. They have clearly mentioned in section number 9 subsection 3 that your GST on reverse charge basis will be applicable on following goods or services. They have given a list for the goods and services on RCM will be applicable. E-commerce operator pay applicability of RCM is also mentioned in the section number 9 itself, section 9 subsection 5. So due to this particular section, the GST is here on all intra-state supply. Highest rate of 20% is here. The exception for the alcoholic liquor for human consumption and the 5 petroleum product on which GST will be applicable on a future date is due to this section number 9, because this section is my charging section. Section 9, imposing fine, charging section. Next, section number 10. Sir, section number 10. Sir, just look on number 10 now. Number 10 includes zero. Section number 10. Number 10 includes zero. That is zero eligibility to claim the input tax credit. And as we all know that we are eligible to claim the zero input tax credit when? Can you please comment in the chat box? Number 10 includes zero, and we are eligible to claim the zero input tax credit in case of? May I have your comments in the chat box? I know you all have the idea about the answer. Yes, composition scheme, because if I have opted for the composition scheme, I am not eligible to claim a single rupee of input tax credit. So section number 10, number 10 includes zero. You just need to look on number 10. Number 10 includes zero. That is zero eligibility to claim the input tax credit. And in case of composition scheme, I am not eligible to claim a single rupee of input tax credit. If my turnover is up to 1.5 crore rupees, I can opt for composition scheme. I have to file a CMP 08 return on quarterly basis and pay a certain percentage of tax on my outward supply. There is no requirement to maintain your books of accounts as well. Also, in case of services, if my turnover is up to 50 lakh rupees, I can go for composition scheme. But I will not be eligible for any interstate purchase. In this particular workshop I am just going to try कि जब मैं आपसे कोई सेक्शन की मेमोरी टेक्निक डिस्कस कर रहा हूं ना, at the same time I wish to share the provision of that particular section as well. So number 10 includes zero, that is zero eligibility to claim the input tax credit, that is composition scheme. Number one is the commencement of counting, and under GST section number 1 is commencement, short, extent and title. Number three is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is officers under GST. Section number 4 is for your, that is appointment of the officer. Section number 5 is very higher side, always your powers. So this section is under powers of the officer. Section number 6, authority fix. Section number 7, S for supply. Section number 8 is a mixture of 00. That is, this section is related to mixed and composite supply. Section number 9, imposing fine, that is charging section. Section number 10 includes zero, that is zero eligibility to claim the input tax credit, that is composition scheme. Sir, all the 10 sections are on your fingertips. Just I wish to know from each and everyone, because it will give me the confidence that yes, we are on a right way. And if these 10 sections are on your fingertips, then this is my promise to you. By tomorrow, each and every section will be on your fingertips. How it is going on? I am again and again asking, the reason being, I just wish to have some confidence that yes, you people are getting the things. Because sir, socho na, in the Zoom platform, I have no exact count of YouTube. On Zoom platform, we have approx 100 participants. Okay, approx 5 hours we all are supposed to invest. Total 500 hours we are going to invest for the discussion of memory techniques on GST. So I wish that these 500 hours should give the result to all of us. Okay, so let's discuss the next section, section number 11. Sir, E for 11, E for exemption. Section number 11, E for 11 and E for exemption. Section number 11, E for 11, E for exemption. This section talks about the exemptions under GST. Sir, कई बार होता है ना, GST is not applicable in case of books, in case of sale of books. GST is not applicable on this X product. GST is not applicable on this Y product. Who has given the power that the same is exempted? So we are saying there is a notification, and through that notification, the exemption is here. Sir, who has given the power to issue the notification? So section number 11 is saying that the authority has power to go for the exemption by issuing the exemption notification, that is the GST Council. So all the exemptions which is there under GST is due to section number 11 only. Now suppose there will be any notice on account of any exemption or exemption related input tax credit, then our reply should start with the reference of section number 11, E for 11, E for exemption. That should be the mechanism we should follow. And sir, government has introduced a new section, section number 11A. Section number 11A. These notes are completely updated. Section number 11A, in which they have clearly mentioned that suppose if government not interested to go for any exemption for whole of India, and due to the trade practice, government wish to go for a specific exemption for a specific area. Suppose for Jodhpur, Rajasthan, they wish to go for exemption, then they can issue area wise as well based on the trade practice. So section number 11 is related to E for 11, E for exemption. Again, a theoretical section. So next section, which is again a very important section. So let's first discuss the memory technique, and then after I will reveal the name of that particular section. Okay. So number 12. Do you think number 12 is an indication of time? 12 बज गए, 12 बज गए, 12 बज गए. Number 12 is the indication of time, and this section number 12 is related to time of supply. Number 12 is the indication of time, and this section number 12 is related to time of supply. Section number 12. Number 12 is indication of time, and this section is related to time of supply. In our practice, what we are doing: filing the return, handling the compliances. Suppose there is a notice, then we have to prepare the reply. We have to put the reconciliation related to 2B and 3B, 1 and 3B, interest penalty related reconciliations. Sir, this time of supply is also a very good area where litigation may be raised. You know, now currently departmental authority has also lack of knowledge regarding the technical provision of law. They are also focusing only on the reconciliation based notices. When they will start issuing the notices on time of supply, value of supply, place of supply, critical analysis of applicability of law, critical analysis of applicability of GST, rate of GST, there will be a litigation. Sir, may I go for a forecast? Can I go for a forecast? Okay. You will see the results in next 1 to 2 years. Okay. I am not astrologer. Okay. The point is that on 22nd of September 2025, government has announced the rate rationalization. We know government has announced the rate rationalization. 12% rate is not applicable. Certain rates has been merged. That is what is the things government has done. Now, suppose a particular product which was charged at the rate of 12% from 22nd of September, government has decided the rate as 5% only. And our client has also made the change accordingly, because वो बंदा एकदम गवर्नमेंट के साथ same day I will change. Same day उस person ने change कर दी rate of 5%. Here, the time of supply provision plays a very important role. I am not going to discuss that point right now. We'll discuss the same in our next session. But I request each one of you just click an image of this particular change in rate of tax. You can take a picture of this. We'll discuss it in our next session. Today, you just need to read it and try to analyze what will be the effect of that 22nd of September 2025 incident. Because everyone has changed the rate immediately. And in future, departmental authority will say, as per the time of supply, you have to check section number 14 for determination of rate of GST. And you have determined the wrong rate of GST based on the time of supply of provision. And they will demand the 7%, the balance tax, 7% with interest, with penalty. Are you agree with me? Sir, you have idea about that particular thing, that due to this particular change in rate of tax, we have to check the time of supply provision very carefully. Otherwise, there will be a litigation. And litigation will be one-sided. In that scenario, if you will file the appeal, then also there will be no chance for winning. And sir, we all know the competition is very huge in market. Okay, as the competition is very huge in market, if there will be a single notice in the hand of your client bhag jayega, sir. In my sessions, I am always suggesting to my participants in my each and every session that as annually we have a budget for our health, for our expenditure, for our tour plans, we should have a budget for our education, for our learning as well. Because in our field, we have to learn. But the biggest issue is that we are not ready for that. I'm not talking for you. Okay. So there are certain 60 to 70% professionals or persons are there. They wish कि यार free का ज्ञान मिल जाए तो ठीक है, बाकी तो ज्ञान मेरे पास ज़्यादा है. There is no requirement to read any book. There is no requirement to learn from anyone. I am not saying that I am a speaker, so I am telling this particular line, or I am an author for I am telling this particular line. Not at all. Market में a lot of good authors are available, knowledgeable authors are available. Whatever book you want, just buy 2 books in a year related to your field and try to read that book. Your knowledge will automatically grow. Otherwise, there will be an issue. Whatever book you wish to buy, you can buy. But buy at least 1 book and try to complete that book, not for our showcase, not to show in our almaris. Okay, that we need to take care. So, let's start our discussion. Number 12. Number 12 is the indication of time, and section number 12 is related to time of supply. Sir, when I need to decide the time of supply, I have to decide it for goods as well as for services. I have to decide it for goods as well as for services. Am I right? So section number 12 is related to time of supply in case of goods, and section number 13 is related to time of supply in case of services. Sir, when I am using the word time of supply in case of goods, अभी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था when we have done our discussion on section number 9, imposing fine, that is charging section. There is two mechanism, one is forward charge, another one is reverse charge. So determination of time of supply is under two roof, one is under forward charge, another one is reverse charge. So we have to decide the time of supply for forward charge, for reverse charge. The same is applicable in case of services as well, under forward charge, under reverse charge. So time of supply, number 12 is indication of time, and section number 12 is related to time of supply. Time of supply in case of goods, in case of services. In case of goods, under forward charge, under reverse charge. In case of services, under forward charge, under reverse charge. In case of goods, under forward charge, the time of supply will be the invoice date. When you have issued the invoice, you have to pay the GST. But in case of reverse charge mechanism, you have to check. कई बार क्या होता है, we are just supposed to pay the reverse charge mechanism based tax based on the accounting entries made by our client in the books of accounts. Sir, half yearly basis पे, yearly basis पे, just go through once whether the entry which has been made by the taxpayer is within the timeline or as per the provision of time of supply. Because return which we are filing is completely based on the data which has been provided by the taxpayer, but the concern is that whether the data which has been provided by the taxpayer is perfect or not, that is also a concern. So that we need to take care. So we have to check receipt of goods, the date of receipt of goods, or date of payment or bank entry, or 30 days from invoice date, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as time of supply in case of reverse charge mechanism. Receipt of goods or payment or bank entry, whichever is earlier, or 30 days from date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as a time of supply. So for determination of time of supply in case of goods, under forward charge, invoice date, under reverse charge mechanism, we have to check these three parameters. In case of services, under forward charge, the time of supply will be invoice or payment, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as time of supply. In case of forward charge, the time of supply will be invoice or payment, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as time of supply. In case of reverse charge mechanism, the time of supply will be payment or debit entry, whichever is earlier, or 60 days from date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as time of supply. So thus, sir, these provisions are not theoretical provision. These provisions are entirely practical provision. If you require, if you wish from me, I may share 3 to 4 to 5 scenarios in which you have to decide the time of supply. You will automatically get an idea whether we are determining the time of supply perfectly or not, or what will be the effect of that wrong determination on time of supply on the basis of implication of GST on our client. That will plays a very important role that we need to take care. So section number 12 is related to time of supply in case of goods. 13, time of supply in case of services. Section number 14, time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. So these three sections you have to learn with each other. Number 12 is the indication of time. So section number 12 is related to time of supply. In case of goods, 12. In case of services, 13. In case of change in rate of tax, section number 14, that we'll discuss in our next section. But what you need to do today, as you have taken the picture of the classification of the applicability of GST in case of change in rate of tax. So check this very carefully. Can we take the next section? Again, a very interesting section. Section number 15. Sir, section number 15. Just look on number 15. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. That is value fixed. Section number 15. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. That is value fixed. Section number 15. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6, that is value fixed. This section is related to valuation under GST. This section is related to valuation under GST, and this section says that your transaction value will be treated as taxable value. Your transaction value will be treated as your taxable value when buyer and supplier are not the related party and price is the sole consideration. That means suppose I bought a mobile phone from Reliance store and I have given 25,000 rupees to the Reliance store. That means in that scenario, I and Mukesh Ambani, not the related party, and price is the sole consideration. That means I have only given that 25,000 rupees. So in this particular transaction, the transaction value, that is 25,000, will be treated as taxable value and GST will be applicable on that 25,000 only. And they clearly mention in section number 15 that if there will be any incidental expenditure, if there will be other taxation, the same should be included for the determination of value. If there will be any incidental expenditure, the same will be included for the determination of value of supply. Section number 15. And yes, they have given that if the price is not sole consideration and if supplier and buyer are related party, then the value will be determined according to the valuation rules. Rule number 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31A, 32. So multiple rules are there. We have to take care for the determination of valuation based on rules. If buyer and supplier are not the related party and price is not the sole consideration. Buyer and supplier are the related party and price is not the sole consideration. In that case, you have to go for the transactions based on rules. Important point again, sir, suppose while analyzing the financial statement of your client, you found certain transactions between distinct person and related party. You have to ask your client how you have determined the value. Merely based on transaction, then the same is not applicable because you both are related party. One office is at Jodhpur, Rajasthan, another office is at Gujarat. Suppose I am sending something from Jodhpur to Gujarat. In that case, the normal transaction value will not be treated as your taxable value. You have to go for the analysis of valuation rule. Rule number 28, distinct person related party will be applicable. If you will say, I will share a detailed video on the rules analysis as well. Okay. But for now, section number 15, 1 plus 5 is equal to 6, that is value fixed, and this section is related to valuation under GST. And this section says if buyer and supplier are the not the related party and price is the sole consideration, in that case your transaction value will be treated as your taxable value. Sir, next section, I can say the heart of GST, the biggest cause of litigation. Currently 80% or I can say 90% of the litigation due to the next section, section number 16. Sir, that is input tax credit. And the memory technique of input tax credit is in Hindi. Okay. Sir, try to understand. When I wish to claim the input tax credit, in my GSTR 3B, there are certain conditions which I need to fulfill. That means there should be invoice which should be in my hand. The goods I have received, the same is reflected in my GSTR 2B. Counterparty has filed the return, that is supplier has filed the return. Supplier has made the payment of the taxes to the government. All the conditions you have to fulfill. After that, you have to check that the timeline, that is ITC, is within section number 16 subsection 4. Then we have to check the relevant calculation related to rule number 42, 43 has been done regarding exempted and taxable supply. And also we have to check the restrictions of section number 17 subsection 5, that is blocked credit. So multiple restrictions are there, and after fulfillment of all the restrictions, I will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. That input tax credit is gold for me. That input tax credit is not less than gold for me. Am I right? कितना क्विंटल जो है मिट्टी को जब हम लोग करते हैं process, then we'll get the gold. That is also a process to find out the gold. And we are saying that gold is very pure. Purity में अगर मुझे किसी का example लेना है तो I will take the example of gold only. And this section number 16 को हिंदी में बोलते हैं 16. और जब मुझे कोई प्योरिटी चेक करनी होती है ना, मैं बोलता हूँ 16 आने सच. जस्ट क्रिएट अ टैगलाइन, 16 आने सच आईटीसी मिलेगी फटाफट, 16 आने सच आईटीसी मिलेगी फटाफट, बिकॉज योर इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट इज प्योर, दैट इज 16 आने सच, देन ओनली यू विल बी एलिजिबल टू क्लेम द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. सो सेक्शन नंबर 16, 16 आने सच आईटीसी मिलेगी फटाफट. सो दिस सेक्शन नंबर 16 इज रिलेटेड टू इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. सर द मेमोरी टेक्निक इज ओके फॉर यू ना? just let me know once in the chat box for this particular section. 16 आने such ITC मिलेगी फटाफट. If you are from south, then also just try to memorize this one line for me. 16 आने such ITC मिलेगी फटाफट. So this section number 16 is related to input tax credit, because ITC I will be eligible when it will be 100% pure part. 16 आने such ITC मिलेगी फटाफट. Sir, I request, today you can ask the queries related to memory techniques only. If you have any other query, what we can do in our next session, that is tomorrow, we may plan a 15 to 20 minutes for query. Okay, that we can do. That is the one solution. Another solution, you can post your query on this number. I will provide the response on the WhatsApp, or you may connect with me or call within the office timelines, because this is the office number. You have to take time slot from the team member. Will definitely arrange a call. Okay, that we can do, because if I will take the queries other than the memory techniques, then it will be quite difficult for me to cover entire the sections. I hope you understand my concern. Okay, so section number 16, 16 आने such. Sir, what we'll do, we'll share the 2 pages list of the memory technique of each and every section, because the screen which I am using, that is the copy of my book, that is Simplify GST. Okay, in this particular book we have covered the entire GST law in chart forms, with memory technique, with certain exemption notifications, and with the classification of exempted and taxable goods. So this is the soft copy of the book, and the same is not available in soft copy form. So we'll share the memory technique shortcuts in 2 pages on the registered mail ID of all the registered participants. Okay, now section number 16, 16 आने such ITC मिलेगी फटाफट. This particular section talks about the input tax credit. Okay, and input tax credit, they have given the first condition: if any inward supply is used in the course or furtherance of business, you will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. In section number 16 subsection 2, they have mentioned that to claim Jeevan sir, as you have placed the order for the comic book, the same has already been dispatched, I think so. Okay, or if you wish to know the tracking status of any of our product, then just mail us on info@batukconsultancy.com. Or you may use our alternate website, alternate mail ID, consultwithbatuk@gmail.com. Okay, or you may connect on the WhatsApp number. Definitely you will get the solution. Okay, although all the orders we are dispatching on the same day or the next day of the order. Okay, so sir, as you have raised the concern regarding the material, so I have responded you. Section number 16, first condition, in the course or furtherance of business. Second condition, you have received the goods, you have the invoice, the same is reflected in GST Act 2B, and also your supplier has filed the return and made the payment of taxes to the government. Also in this section number 16 itself, they have clearly mentioned that if you are receiving any goods in lots, in that case, when you will receive the last lot, then only you will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. This is also mentioned in this section number 16. Also, they have mentioned that if you bought the goods on credit and you have not made the payment to your supplier within 180 days, then you have to reverse the input tax credit with applicable interest rate at the rate of 18%. And they have also mentioned in section number 16 subsection 4, that's related to financial year 2021 or 25-26, any financial year, if you forgot to claim in any input tax credit, or you wish to adjust any input tax credit, then the maximum timeline is 30th November of the subsequent month, or annual return filing date, whichever is earlier. I am trying to cover the provisions of the sections as well. So section number 16, 16 आने such ITC मिलेगी फटाफट. Section number 16, 16 आने such ITC मिलेगी फटाफट. So this section is related to input tax credit. Sir, next section, section number 17. I request, please try to be online, join the session online, because yes, we have a lot of sessions on YouTube, but as we have opportunity to join and learn through the live sessions, so try to join the session in live mode. Okay, section number 17. Sir, As we all know, number 17 is a danger zone. Number 17 is a danger zone. We are saying that Satra Khatra, section number 17. 17 is a danger zone. We are saying Satra Khatra, and the danger zone is related to blocked credit, because this particular section is a blocked credit that is danger for us. This section says that, sir, if you have made any expenditure for your personal purposes, you will not be eligible to claim the input tax credit. If there will be expenditure for food, beverages, ITC will not be allowed. If there will be expenditure for construction on account, ITC will not be allowed. If there will be a construction for own account, ITC will not be allowed. If there will be a purchase of motor vehicles, then ITC not allowed. Vessel, aircraft, ITC not allowed. But if purchase for in the course or furtherance of business, if purchase for further training, if purchase for transportation, then yes, you will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. So these are the restrictions which is mentioned in section number 17. Also, they have mentioned that suppose you are using some certain product or goods for your personal purpose, for a purpose other than business purpose, then also you will not be eligible to claim the input tax credit, section number 17. They have also mentioned the special clause related to the blocking of the input tax credit in the section. Hence, we are saying number 17, khatra, that is danger zone, that is blocked credit. Section number 17 is related to blocked credit. The special provision regarding the banking and NBFC companies is also mentioned in this particular section itself, that the banking company have option to go for the analysis of 42, 43 and multiple things, or they have other option, they can directly claim 50% of their input tax credit. So section number 17, blocked credit. Yaad rahega sir, 17 khatra, danger zone, that is blocked credit. Section number 17 is related to blocked credit under GST. Section number 16, input tax credit. Section number 17, restrictions to claim the input tax credit, that is blocked credit, danger zone, apportionment of credit, business and personal purpose, ITC allowed regarding business purpose, taxable and exempted supply, ITC allowed regarding taxable supply, your exempted wala nahi milega. Banking company have two options, and blocked credit list is given in this particular section number 17. Section number 18, section number 18, making happy. 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 Sir, as there is a again comment for the book, I request this particular PDF file is not digitally available. This is my book on simplified GST. Okay, what I will do, I will share a 2 pages PDF with you in which we have covered the memory techniques for entire CGST Act. Okay, if you wish to show, then this is this particular type of book which is only available in physical mode, in which we have covered the entire GST law in colored form in chart. Okay, with the exemption list, exempted goods related list as well. So if you wish to buy, then also you can comment in the chat box. I will share the relevant QR code. But yes, sir, the book name is Simplify GST. The book name is Simplify GST. You may place the order from our website. Okay, on website there may be chances the price will be $8.99 for every Saturday in our course or any free workshop. We have a special price $7.99 for this particular book. For this particular session, जो workshop में आता है, for that we have a price of $7.99, including the postal charges. Okay, if you wish to buy, you can comment in the chat box. We'll share the QR code to make the payment and share the Google form. Okay, there is no purpose to sell this book at all, because this is our highest selling product at all. Okay, the purpose is only that we are not able to provide the digital copy. Okay, we have the physical book. So if you wish to go, you can go with the physical copy of this book. Okay, although my purpose that every office should have one copy of this book, Simplify GST, because this is our guaranteed book. In this particular book, as we have launched this book around 6 to 8 months back, we have one condition with this book. After getting this book, suppose you will not satisfied with the content, will refund the entire amount without asking a single question. in which form we have designed this book, because this is India's first book which is completely in a chart form, colored form with memory techniques. Okay, so let's again start our discussion on the memory techniques, section number 18. Sir, will share. Just will start our discussion. Will share. Okay. Section number 18, making happy. Section number 18, making happy. Section number 18, making happy. Our website, although our website is www.batukconsultancy.com. Okay. When you are asking the questions in the chat box, I have to respond. So, sir, section number 18, making happy. This section is providing a happy information to all of us. Section number 18, making happy. Section number 18, making happy. Section number section number 18, making happy. Section number 18, making happy. Sir, the price is valid for today only on the website as well. Section number 18, making happy. Section number 18, making happy. Section number 18, making happy. This particular section is providing us certain happy information. This particular section is providing us certain happy information. This section is saying that suppose you have taken the GST registration on 20th of April, as on that date, whatever inventory you have, you will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. As earlier, I was not registered under GST, hence I have not claimed any input tax credit. As today I am taking the registration, this section is going to provide me the opportunity that Sachin, yes, you will be eligible to now claim the input tax credit for the inventory which is available with you as on the date of registration. But suppose from the date of liability, if I will apply for the GST registration within 30 days from the date of liability, in that case, whatever inventory which is available with me as on the date of liability, I will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. That is also mentioned in this particular section number 18. In this particular section, they have clearly mentioned, suppose earlier my product was exempted, but now my product is taxable. So when my product was exempted, I have not claimed the input tax credit. As now my product is taxable, so whatever input goods available with me, I will be eligible to claim the input tax credit. The same point which is mentioned regarding the composition scheme. Suppose I have taken the composition scheme and now I am going to convert to the regular taxable person. In case of composition, I was not eligible to claim the input tax credit, but now as I am into regular, so I have to pay the output tax at a normal rate, so I will be again eligible to claim the input tax credit on the input goods which is available with me. All these conditions are mentioned in this section number 18, making happy, because this section is telling us that yes, you are eligible to claim the input tax credit. Section number 18, making happy. I hope when we are covering the points, when we are covering the crux of these sections, you all are getting the use of these sections. Okay. जो first question था in our session, that sir, what is the use of sections? I hope you all are getting the reply. Are you with me, na sir? Are you getting the crux of each and every section? Because the purpose of this workshop is only one, not to only give the memory techniques. With the memory techniques, I wish to give the practical crux of that particular section. Sir, section number 19. Sir, section number 19. पहले हिंदी में बताता हूं, then I will convert into English. Section number 19. जब मैं कोई काम करूंगा तो 21 करूंगा. There is a perception in our mind that if I will do any work, I will do with 100% perfection. But if someone else will perform the same task, the person will not perform with the perfection. मैं कोई काम करूंगा 21 करूंगा, दूसरा कोई करेगा 19 करेगा. Less efficiency के लिए we have a word 19. एंड मैं कोई करूंगा तो 21 करूंगा. स्टैंडर्ड इज 20, लेकिन मैं कोई करूंगा तो 21 करूंगा, दूसरा कोई करेगा तो 19 करेगा. दैट इज द परसेप्शन ऑफ ए ह्यूमन माइंड दैट आई एम डूइंग द थिंग विद 100% परफेक्शन. इफ समवन एल्स विल परफॉर्म, देन द पर्सन विल नॉट बी एलिजिबल टू परफॉर्म विद सच अ परफेक्शन. सो मैं कोई करूंगा तो 21 करूंगा, दूसरा कोई करेगा तो 19 करेगा. सेक्शन नंबर 19, हिंदी में बोलते हैं 19, इज रिलेटेड टू वर्क डन बाय अदर्स. दिस सेक्शन इज रिलेटेड टू work done by others, that is job worker. This section says that suppose you have sent any goods to any job worker, then you have to take it back within 1 year, otherwise the same will be treated as your supply. If you have given any capital goods to your job worker, then the same should be returned back within 3 years. Otherwise, the same will be treated as supply. So when we are going for the analysis of books of accounts, we should be very much careful. If the goods is with the job worker and the timeline has already been lapsed, we have to take care of the things. Section number 19. I will do the work. I will do with 100% perfection. Someone else will do, then not complete with the efficiency. That is work done by others. That is job worker. Section number 20, sir. Section number 20. Just look on the number 2020. Do you think this 2020 is a distribution? 2020. 2020. So section number 20 is related to distribution, that is ISD, input service distributor. Suppose I have a head office is in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I have branches. One branch is at Gujarat, another branch is at Tamil Nadu, third branch is at Maharashtra. And I have made a centralized purchase of service. And the service provider has prepared an invoice of 1 crore rupees GST at the rate of 18%, 18 lakh rupees. But that service has been used by all of my branches. But invoice is with a single name, that is Jodhpur head office. In that case, Jodhpur head office इतनी ITC का क्या करेगा? Because the services has been availed by all the branches as well. So Jodhpur head office will not be eligible for the entire input tax credit. और अगर eligible है तो भी वो इतने ITC का क्या करेगा? So government has come up with a distribution procedure through section number 20, input service distributor, that head office can take a separate registration as a ISD. And the head office will distribute that input tax credit received from a single invoice in the ratio of turnover of the preceding financial year. Or suppose the turnover is not there in the preceding financial year, in that case we'll take the last quarter in which there were turnover, and uske ratio mein will distribute the input tax credit. The same is mentioned in section number 20. So sir, now onwards, whenever you will close your eyes and look on number 20, there will be a concept 2020, that is distribution. So this section is related to distribution of input tax credit, input service distributor. Or suppose you have distributed any excess distribution, because human who, there may be chances that I have made certain mistakes. So if I have distributed any excess input tax credit or less input tax credit, I can take a reference of credit or debit note. So the same is mentioned in the next section, section number 21, which talks about, suppose you have distributed any excess input tax credit or less input tax credit, then you may take the reference of debit and credit note, and the same is mentioned in section number 21. Sir, let's have a recap in next 4 minutes on all the 21 sections. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and under GST section number 1 is commencement, short, extent and title. If possible, मेरे साथ में आपको repeat करना है. You just need to repeat with me. Section number 3. Number 3 is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is officers under GST. Your commissioner, additional commissioner, assistant commissioner, joint commissioner, principal chief commissioner, superintendent. Section number 4 is for your, that is appointment of the officer. Section number 5 is very high, the powers of the officer. Section number 6, authority fix. सेंट्रल जीएसटी ने ऑडिट कर ली फॉर द सेम पीरियड, स्टेट जीएसटी अगर नोटिस इश्यू कर रहा है, वी हैव टू टेक द रेफरेंस ऑफ सेक्शन 6 एंड रिस्पॉन्ड. Section number 7, S for 7, S for supply. Supply includes sale, exchange, barter, transfer, lease, rental, disposal, agreed to be disposal in the course or furtherance of business or consideration. If no consideration, then also we have 4 exceptions. And for in the course or furtherance of business, we have 1 exception. Ab decide ho gaya that the particular transaction or activity is a supply. Now the question is that whether the same is a supply of goods or supply of services. So for that purpose, if there will be a title transfer, supply of goods. If there will be a right to use transfer, supply of services. Accordingly, HSN code, time of supply, value of supply will be determined. Section number 8. Number 8 is a mixture of double zero. Aaya kya sir? Number 8 is a mixture of double zero, so mixed and composite supply. 2 or more supply. One will be your principal supply, another will be your ancillary supply. The same will be treated as composite supply. A particular supply which is not a composite supply, the same will be treated as mixed supply, highest rate of GST applicable. Section number 9, imposing fine, that is charging section under GST. Section number 10, number 10 includes zero, that is zero eligibility to claim the input tax credit in case of composition scheme only. Section number 11, E for exemptions. Section number 12, number 12 is indication of time, and this section is related to time of supply of goods. 12, of services. 13, and in case of change in rate of tax, section number 14. Section number 15, 1 plus 5 is equal to 6, that is value fixed. This section is related to valuation under GST. Section number 16 16 आने सच आईटीसी मिलेगी फटाफट, conditions to claim the input tax credit. Section number 17 khatra 17 khatra danger zone, that is restrictions to claim the input tax credit. Section number 18 making happy, because you are eligible to claim the input tax credit if you will take the GST registration from the date of liability within 30 days, then as on the date of liability whatever will be the inventory you have, you can claim the input tax credit. But uske baad kiya to as on the date of registration whatever will be the input goods available with you, you can eligible to claim the input tax credit. In case of exemption, exempted to taxable, composition to regular, yes you are eligible. Section number 19 कोई दूसरा कोई काम करेगा तो 21 नहीं करेगा, मैं करूंगा तो 21 करूंगा, दूसरा कोई करेगा तो 19 करेगा. If I will perform a task, I will perform with 100% efficiency. If someone else is going to perform, that person will perform with less efficiency. So this section is related to work done by others, that is job worker. Section number 20, number 20, that is distribution of input tax credit. So this section is related to input service distributor. If you have a head office, one single invoice you have with the name of head office and you wish to transfer the input tax credit, then you have to take a separate registration as ISD. But suppose if you transfer the wrong input tax credit, then yes, you can take the help of credit and debit note, and the same is mentioned in section number 21. Sir, how it is? You all are getting the points? May I know your comments in the chat box? How it is going on? You all are getting the points? So that we can have the next sections with more efficiency, with more effectivity, because now we have bunches of sections. Okay, so I request each one of you, यार अगर आपको मेमोरी टेक्निक समझ में आई है, if you are agree with that, then you should go for comments in the chat box. Okay, I request, because it gives me the appreciation that yes, we are going on a right way. Okay, you are getting the points. You can comment just yes, enjoy, we are getting the points. Whatever comment you wish, you can go for. Okay, and yes, anyone who wish to buy this particular simplify GST book and you don't wish to go to our website and check the things in a detailed way, then this is the QR code. You just need to make the payment of 799. This is here for next 1 minute only, then I will remove it. So if you wish to make the payment, you just need to make the payment of 799, and I am sharing a Google form in the group, so that after making the payment, just fill the entire postal address with pin code. The biggest issue is that with us, that sir, in Google form you are feeding the entire address, forgetting the pin code. So put the entire address with your pin code if you wish to buy. Okay, and yes, you can take this particular 799 as your investment, because suppose you will not satisfied with this particular book, with the content of this book, you just need to text us once that sir, I am not satisfied, our team will refund the entire amount. This is the entire book in a color form. Okay, so this will be here for next 1 minute only. Okay, so I have a break for just a 1 minute. I have an important call, I just take that call, and then after we'll again start our discussion from section number 22, just for 1 minute. So let's start our discussion on the next section, that is the next segment of our discussion, that is registration. Okay, from section number 22 till section number 30 is related to registrations only. And sir, as we are supposed to take the registrations under GST, and from taking the registration the issues starts. So while taking the registration we also need to take care of the various sections. Okay sir, section number 22. Sir, section number 22. 22. Just try to write it down. 22. Section number 22. Sir, we all know basically 20 is the limit to take the GST registration. We all know the basic limit to take the GST registration. Sir, 21 already done. Section number 20 is related to 2020 distribution of input tax credit, input service distributor. Or suppose if you have distributed any excess input tax credit or less input tax credit, you can take the help of debit or credit note, or the debit or credit note is mentioned in section number 21 that we have already done. Okay, section number 22. Yes sir, I am just going to share the Shiva sir, I am just going to share the memory technique. So normally it's 20 lakh rupees. Okay, jab GST naya naya tha, time wise the limit was 20 lakh rupees. So from that point you just need to keep in your mind that section number 22, 20 is the limit to take the GST registration. 20 is the limit to take the GST registration. So this particular section is related to registrations under GST. This section says that if your turnover is 20 lakh or more, you have to take the GST registration. In case of services, in case of goods, the limit is 40 lakh rupees. The same is mentioned in the section number 22. Person liable to take the registration if turnover exceeds or transfer of business हुआ. In that case, transferee will be business. Suppose I have taken the GST registration and now suppose I am going to transfer my business to someone else. In that case, the transferee will be liable to take the GST registration. So basically section number 22, 20 is the limit to take the GST registration. So this section is related to registrations under GST. Section number 23, free. Section number 23, free. Just try to link the word 3 with free. Section 23, free. Section 23, free, no need to take the GST registration. Section number 23, free, no need to take the GST registration. That means if you are an agriculturalist, or if you are exclusively dealing in exempted goods or services, then no need to take the GST registration. Section number 23, free. Section number 23, free, no registration required. Exclusively engaged in the exempted goods or agriculturalist, you need not to take a GST registration. Section 23, free. You just need to keep in your mind 3 free. You just need to keep in your mind 3 free. Section number 23, free, no need to take the GST registration. Section number 24, sir, these are the theoretical section, so I am going to give less amount of time. Section number 24, sure. Section 24, sure. Section 24, sure. Section 24, sure. Section 24, sure. That is, you have to take the GST registration. Whatever will be your turnover, we need not to take care of your turnover. You have to take the GST registration. Section 24, sure, yes, you have to take the GST registration. Section 24, sure, you have to take the GST registration. That means if you are dealing into interstate supply, you have to take the GST registration. If you are liable to pay the taxes under reverse charge mechanism, you have to take the registration. If you are a TDS deductor, if you are an input service distributor, if you are an e-commerce operator, if you are a casual taxable person, NRTP, agent, TCS collector, online information data access and retrieval services provider, or any other person who is notified through the notification, then also there is requirement to take the registration. This particular book we have designed for the professionals only in a professional way, so that one can get the idea about the things very quickly. So section number 24, sure. Section number 24, sure. Proudly saying that this particular simplified GST book we have given to around 4,000 tax authorities, GST authorities as well, because in their day-to-day proceedings they are not able to keep the entire barrack with them. So if you have this particular book, you can go through with any section quickly at any point of time. Okay, so section number 24, sure, you have to take the registration. Section number 25, section number 25, procedure defined. 25, procedure defined. Section number 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 25, define. Section number 25, define. Section number 25, procedure defined. Section number 25, procedure defined. This particular section is going to explain us the procedure for filing the GST registration. You know, as we all know that the procedure is here, we have to apply on GST and common portal. TRN will be generated after the TRN, the ARN will be generated after Aadhaar authentication. Then your application will be assigned to the judicial officer. Judicial officer may issue the show cause notice and we have to respond. The judicial officer may mark the application for the personal hearing or physical verification. Everything is mentioned in section number 25. Suppose while applying for registration or while getting the things regarding the registration, if there will be any notice, then our response should be based on section 25. We have to take the reference of section. कई बार क्या होता है, whenever there will be a notice in our hand from the departmental authority, will first focus on the licensing. That should not be the things. We have to analyze with reference to the section that the particular things which we are planning, the same is required in our case or not. Okay. So section 25, registration defined. Section 25, registration defined. There is one comment regarding the GST comprehensive course. So I request you can comment on, you can text on this number right now. You will immediately get the solution. You just need to text on this number with the screenshot of your payment. You will definitely get the solution. Okay. Now, section number 25, registration defined, registration procedure defined. Section number 26, registration fix. Section 26, registration fix. Just try to link the word 26, registration fix. 26, registration fix. Section 26, registration fix. Section 26, registration fix. Section 26, registration fix. This section talks about the deemed approval of registration. This section talks about the deemed approval of registration. Suppose after applying for the registration application, departmental authority is not passing or not issuing any show cause notice or not go for cancellation of the registration, then also your registration will be deemed approved within 30 days. State-wise, this particular limit may be different, but yes, section number 26 gives a specific timeline based on state-specific provisions that when the registration should be treated as approved, that is deemed approved. अगर departmental authority ने उस period में कोई proceeding नहीं की और registration will be treated as deemed approval, section number 26 registration fix, that is deemed approval. Section number 27, taking favor. Section 27, taking favor. Section 27, taking favor. Section 27, taking favor. Taking favor of non-resident taxable person and casual taxable person. Section 27, taking favor. Section 27, taking favor of non-resident taxable person and casual taxable person. Section 27, taking favor of non-resident taxable person and casual taxable person. Section 27, taking favor of non-resident taxable person and casual taxable person. This particular section says that if the NRTP or CTP wants to take the registration, that person have to deposit their estimated tax in advance. At the end of their registration, they may take the refund as well, because as we all know, they are taking the registration for a limited amount of time. So the same is given in section number 27, taking registration, because the certificate will be valid for 90 days. The further extension may be given for 90 days. Advance deposit of estimated tax. Section number 27, taking favor. Section 22, 20 is the limit to take the GST registration, or section 22 is related to registrations under GST. Section number 23, free, no need to take the GST registration. Section 24, sure, you have to take the GST registration. Section number 25, procedure defined. Section number 26, registration fixed, that is deemed approval of registration. Section number 27, taking favor of the casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. Section 28 is very great. Section 28 is very great. Section 28 is very great. Section 28 is very great, sir. this particular section, when we are filing the application on GST and common portal regarding mobile number change, regarding mail ID change, regarding address change, regarding director change, regarding partner change, the amendment facility which has been now provided by the GST and common portal is due to this section number 28, because this section is very flexible, and hence this section is flexible, hence this section is great. Section 28 is very great. Section 28 is very great because this section is providing us the opportunity to make the amendments on the GST and common portal. So the amendment which we are putting in the core field or non-core field, we are putting due to this section number 28. When we are putting any change and departmental authority issuing any notice regarding the documentation demand, why we are not taking the reference of section number 28? We have to take that as per the section number 28 we have filed amendment application. जैसे ही वो section number 28 देखेगा, click होगा, yes, this person has knowledge of law, it will create an image, and in our profession everything is based on our image only. Section 28 is very great because providing the opportunity. Sir, those who have made the payment of the books, be assured you will get the tracking code by Monday evening or by Tuesday morning, because tomorrow our office is closed. So you will get the tracking link or tracking code by Monday evening or by Tuesday morning. Okay, and you will get it within 5 to 6 to 7 days, whatever time it will take for the transportation it will take. Okay, so section number 28. Section number 29, deny. Section 29, deny. And also I request, sir, for this book, as I am not saying that as I have authored this book, hence you have to bought this book, not at all, because the printing cost for us is around 600 rupees for this book. Okay, and 100 rupee will be the transportation cost. Why I am saying? Because this is a guaranteed book. After getting, if you're not satisfied, you can take your refund amount, not an issue with that. But this is a very great tool for every practitioners, for every tax consultant, for every tax authority as well. Everything in a simplified way, because now the time is of reels. Now no time for movies, so the same is applicable for us as well. Now section number 29, deny. Section 29, deny. Section 29, deny. Section 29, deny. Deny from your registration. Section 29, deny. 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 That is denial from your registration, that is called as cancellation of registration. Section 29, deny. Section 29, deny. That is cancellation of registration. Section 29, denial. Denial, that is cancellation of registration. This section says that departmental authority found that you have taken the GST registration fraudulently, or you have not initiated your business within 6 months, or you have not made the payment of taxes, or you have not filed your returns of last 6 periods, 3 periods, then your registration may be cancelled. All the provisions is mentioned in section number 29 only. Cancellation of registration, normal registration, business discontinue, change in constitution, no longer liable. But retrospective basis, if contravention of provisions, no business commencement, no return, fraud or willful misstatement, then your return may be cancelled by the departmental authority, and opportunity of being heard must be given. Section number 29, deny. Section 30 is not very dirty. Section 30 is not very dirty. Just try to link the word 30 with dirty. Section 30 is not very dirty. Section 30 is not very dirty. Section 30 is not very dirty because this section says Section 30 is not very dirty. Section 30 is not very dirty because this section is providing us the opportunity. This section is providing us the opportunity for revocation of registration. Section 30 is not very dirty because this section is providing us the opportunity for revocation of registration. Section 29, deny cancellation of registration. Aapka registration cancel ho gaya. Now through the reference of section number 30, you can go for revocation. Application should be filed, और अगर departmental authority उस application को reject करना चाहता है, in that case also departmental authority should also provide an opportunity to being heard. Again, a very special section for all of us. Section 30. Sir, let's have a recap. Section 22, 20 is the limit to take the GST registration, so 22 is related to registrations under GST. Section number 23, free, no need to take the GST registration. Section number 24, sure, you have to take the GST registration. Section number 25, procedure defined, that is procedure to take the GST registration. Section number 26, registration fixed, that is deemed approval of registration. Section number 27, taking favor of non-resident taxable person, casual taxable person, registration will be for 90 days, may be extended for further 90 days. Section number 28 is very great because providing the opportunity for amendment in the registration particular core field, non-core field. Section number 29, deny, that is cancellation of registration. Section number 30 is not very dirty because providing the opportunity for revocation of registration. So all the sections related to registrations are okay for you. Just let me know once in the chat box. Can we start our next segment? Sir Rajesh sir, as I have already communicated that this is not a PDF, this is the book, our book, Simplify GST. Okay, you can make the payment and you can bought that particular book. Okay, you will get it on your postal address. Digital copy is not possible for us. For more such information, you may visit our website www.batukconsultancy.com. Yes, a lot of free. Yes, this book is completely amended, completely updated. Section 74A is also included in this book itself. Section 11A is also included in this book. Every amendment is also part of this particular book. Okay. As if you don't wish to buy on today, you can buy it on tomorrow, not an issue, because Section 74A also will cover in the session itself. Okay. So there is no issue with that. Okay. Now, section number 31. And also, sir, I request each one of you, as we have around 70 to 80 participants right now, I have shared a link in the chat. Okay, that link is to provide the review of our content. Okay, as we have already done 2-hour session, so I request each one of you just go and provide your genuine feedback, genuine review of the session on the Google. I am not asking for any fake review. Whatever was your experience on this particular workshop, you can share it on that. Okay, the most 5 relevant participants who will provide the reviews on that particular dashboard, they will get the free copy of GST Pe Charcha. This is the offer from our company side for every session. Okay, if you will put the feedback on the Google reviews page, 5 participants, 5 best comments they will select and they will give the GST Pe Charcha book freely. Okay, so I request whatever will be your feedback, just put it, because that will be a biggest reward for me. Okay, your feedback plays a very important role. Your feedback gives me more energy to present the things in a very well manner. Okay, sir, for bank details, we have the QR code. You can scan this QR code, you can make the payments. If you are not able to make the payment on the QR code, then what you can do, I have already shared the website www.batukconsultancy.com. Just visit that website. All the products are listed on that website. You can make the payment by clicking on the product, whatever product you wish to buy. Okay, you just need to click on that. You can make the payment through net banking, credit card, debit card, whatever payment mechanism you wish to take, you can take. Okay, because this book now we are providing just for the benefits of the professionals, because earlier the price was 1499 of this book. Right now the price is 799, just equal to our cost. Just one vision in the mind that every office should have this book. Okay, and also I request whatever will be your feedback, just put it on the dashboard. 5 most relevant feedback will be selected. on GST पे चर्चा. Okay, thank you. Let's again have a discussion on the next section. Section number 31. Sir, section 31, invoicing done. These sections are also theoretical section. Okay, but theoretical sections are also very, very relevant section for all of us. Reason being, sir, not an issue. Ritesh sir will conclude the session by 7:15 or 7:20. Will not extend it for 7:30. Okay, we are on a right schedule. We'll conclude the session on time by 7:15, 7:20. We'll conclude. Okay, tomorrow we may extend. Section also, Ritesh sir, provide your feedback on our link. Okay, section 31. Section 31, invoicing done. Section 31, invoicing done. Section 31, invoicing done. This section, section 31, invoicing done. Section 31, invoicing done. This section says the invoicing should be there. Invoicing means whenever there will be a supply, before movement of that supply, invoice should be issued. So section 31, invoicing done. This particular section talks about the invoicing under GST. Whenever there will be a search and departmental authority will ask any concern regarding your invoicing, you have to take the reference of section 31. The biggest issue with us, that we have idea about the facts, we have idea about the situation, we are presenting the same in our reply, but we are not taking the reference of the relevant section. Hence, I am going to present the crux of that section as well with you, so that now onwards, whenever there will be an issue, whenever there will be litigation, whenever there will be a concern, we can take the things in line with the reference of section. Section 31, invoicing done. Section 32, sir, 32. Just try to link this word, section 32, to collection of taxes. Try to link both two words, section 32 to collection of taxes, section 32 to collection of taxes, section 32 to collection of taxes, section 32 to collection of taxes. Sir, will discuss 31A, will discuss. Just give me some time. Okay, section 32, just in सारी section का एक linkage बना हुआ है, so I can't break that linkage. Okay, we'll discuss each and every section. Just give me time. Section 32 to collection of taxes. This section says the amount which is mentioned in the invoice, you cannot collect the excess tax. You cannot collect any authorized tax without issuing the invoice. Whenever departmental authority will found that you have not issued the invoice and you have collected the tax from the buyer, that means unregistered person आया, आपने उससे tax का amount भी जोड़ के वसूल कर लिया, but you have not made the payment of the taxes to the government, that is unauthorized collection of the taxes. The particular thing will cover under section number 32. Under section number 32. Section 32 is to collection of taxes. Section number 31, invoicing done, supply of goods, movement, other cases, supply of services. Special, this is the special provision for 200 amount se kam hai, then there is no requirement to issue the tax invoice. Continuous supply is also covered in this. Okay, and certain special provisions. So entire sections are covered. Okay, section 32 to collection of tax. Sir, section 33 mandatory. Section 33 mandatory. Section 33 mandatory. Section 33 mandatory. This section talks about the mandatory fields which should be there on the invoice. Section 33 mandatory. This section talks about the mandatory fields which should be there on the invoice. कई बार क्या होता है, departmental authority when come for the physical verification or inspection, they are asking for the sample invoices. In case of business audit also, they are asking for the sample invoices. When they are asking for the sample invoices, they are just going to check the fields, various fields which is there. And as you are watching this video from departmental perspective, then also you should be very much careful that all the fields should be as per section number 33. Otherwise, the penalty may be imposed. The invoice may be treated as an invalid invoice. So section 33 mandatory fields which should be there on the invoice. So section 31 invoicing done. Section 32 to collection of tax, that is unauthorized collection of taxes. Section 33 mandatory, the fields which is mandatorily required on the invoice. Section 34, a very interesting section. Sir, just look on the number 34. Your memory technique will automatically there in your brain. Section 34. Section 34. Sir, do you think 3 is on a lower side? 3 is on a lower side. 4 is on a higher side. I can say 3 is related to reduction and 4 is related to enhancement. Am I right, sir? Number 3 and 4. Whenever we look on number 34, 3 is on a lower side, 4 is on a higher side, or I can say 3 is reduction and 4 is enhancement. Am I right now, sir? 3 is reduction, 4 is enhancement. So basically, by issuing the credit note, there is reduction in his outward supply, and by issuing the debit note, there will be an enhancement in the outward supply. So this section number 34 is related to credit and debit note. This particular section is related to credit and debit note. This section says whenever you wish to reduce your outward supply, you have to go for the credit note, and whenever you wish to enhance your outward supply, you have to go for the debit note. Everything which is related to debit and credit note is given in section number 34. Now suppose if departmental authority will issue any notice on account of debit and credit note, there should be one concept in your mind that, sir, debit and credit note, credit is a reduction, that is 3, debit is enhancement, that is 4. Section number 34 is applicable in this scenario. क्या आप भूल जाओगे क्या सर memory technique of the section number 34? How it is? Section 34, 3 is on reduction credit, 4 is on enhancement debit. So this section is related to credit and debit note. And a lot of litigations in the current scenario are coming from the perspective of debit and credit note itself. So we can take the reference of section. So section 34, credit note, debit note, reduce the liability, enhance the liability, or timeline is also given, by which timeline you can go for that. Section 35, sir, section 35, justify. 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 That is the books of accounts, the records which is justified under GST. The books of accounts, the records which is justified under GST. So this section talks about the records which is required under GST. The records which is required under GST. That is, maintain the books at multiple places, then account maintain on respective location. Electronic form में maintain करना पड़ेगा. Warehouse and go down record of consignor, consignor, other relevant details. So what are the documents we require? The same is mentioned in section number 35. So whenever departmental authority will raise any concern on account of the documentation, the same will be due to section number 35, and our reply should also be based on section 35. So do you know, whenever there will be a notice and departmental authority will take any reference of any section, at the same time our responsibility is to cross that section, is to provide the response. And for each and every section, there may be 2, 3, or 4 type of interpretations. So we have to go for that particular type of analysis. Next section, section number 36. Sir, 36, 6-year retention. 36 se niklega 6-year retention. 6-year retention of the books of accounts. You have to retain the books of accounts for the 6 year from the due date of the filing of annual return for the relevant period. कितने टाइम के लिए आपको बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स रखना है? For 6 years. So the section, applicable section is section number 36. Section 36, 6-year retention of the books of accounts. Section 31, invoicing done. Section 32, collection of tax, that is unauthorized collection of tax. Section 33, mandatory fields which is applicable on the invoices. Section 34, 3 is on a lower side, that is reduction, 4 is on a higher side, that is enhancement, credit and debit note. Section 35, justify the records which is justified under GST. Section number 36, 6-year retention of the books of accounts. Now, the invoicing and documentation related segment over. Next segment, again a interesting segment, and for that purpose, before moving to our next segment, there is requirement to remember a specific thing. Sir, do you know what was the due date to file the GSTR 1 return when the GST was introduced? Sir, I am asking, what was the due date to file the GSTR 1 return when the GST was introduced in the initial phases? Can you please tell me? Can you please comment in the chat box? What was the due date? 10th of the every month. 10th was the due date to file the GSTR 1 return. 10th was the due date to file the GSTR 1 return. Suresh sir is there in our session, Suresh Joshi ji. Suresh sir, extremely sorry. I think you have mailed regarding a detailed case study on our mail ID consult@gmail.com. Actually, my team member connected with me regarding the case study, but I forgot to share the same with him. So definitely we'll share the case study, the detailed case study on the mail itself. Okay. Also, I request each one of you, if you require anything for free as well from us regarding the reference of any case study, regarding the reference of any section, you can connect with us or mobile or mail ID as well. Okay. There may be chances 1 to 2 days may take, because reason being, actually my schedule is quite busy, a lot of sessions, a lot of discussions with the departmental authority, physical sessions and the practice as well. So but will respond in next 1 to 2 days, that is my assurance. So in the practice, if you have any query, any concern, you can definitely connect with us. Okay. So yes sir, definitely will get the entire case study by tomorrow. Okay. Although on daily basis we are uploading the case study on our YouTube channel freely, you can access it. So I suggest just visit our YouTube channel, Learn with Batuk. You will get the entire case study as well. Okay. Now, sir, next, as the due date to file the GSTR1 return was 10th of the subsequent month initially. So sir, next section number 37, 3 plus 7 is equal to 10, and 10th was the due date to file the GSTR1 return, and in the GSTR1 return we are providing the details related to our outward supply. Am I right, sir? Outward supply. So this section number 37 is related to outward supply only. Whenever departmental authority in the scrutiny para as well raise any concern regarding the outward supply, regarding the deficiencies in your GSTR1 return, regarding the deficiencies from B2B, B2CS, the difference between taxable value and HSN code wise summary, then our reply should include the reference of section number 37. अब कैसे याद रहेगा? 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. 10th was the due date to file the GSTR1 return, and GSTR1 में we are providing the outward supply related details. So section number 37 is related to outward supply. Section 37, outward supply. If there will be any issue regarding the outward supply, our reply should be based on section number 37. Okay. Section number 38. Section 38. Fake. Section 38 fake. Section 38 fake. Section 38 fake. This section talks about conditions to reduce the fake input tax credit. Section 38 fake. Section 38 fake. That is conditions to reduce the fake input tax credit or conditions to claim the input tax credit. That means आपका वो कम्युनिकेशन होना चाहिए, आपकी काउंटर पार्टी ने रिटर्न फाइल किया होना चाहिए, पेमेंट ऑफ टैक्सेस हो गया होना चाहिए, वो न्यूली रजिस्टर्ड नहीं होना चाहिए. These are the conditions which has been prescribed in section number 38 fake, that is conditions to reduce the fake ITC, and this section is on account of section number 38. Section 39 payment defined. Section 39 payment defined. Section 39 payment defined. 9 defined. 9 defined. Or sir, you know in which form we are making the payment of taxes to the government? By GSTR 3B. Because GSTR 1 say, I am just providing the details of my sales. In the GSTR 3B return, what I am doing, I am providing my outward supply, I am providing my input tax credit. After adjustment, I am paying the taxes through my cash ledger or credit ledger. So payment is always done through GSTR 3B and section 39 payment defined. So in this particular section, they've taken the reference of 3B or CMP 08. Wherever the tax payment is included, the return is included in section 39. Whether it is a CMP 08 return, whether it is your GSTR 3B return, the same is covered in this particular section. Section 39, payment defined, whether it is your regular, whether it is your composition, ISD, NRTP, TDS return, all the payment related returns are covered in this section number 39, payment defined. Section number 40. Sir, section number 40. Just look on number 40, you will get everything. Just look on number 40. First, I am going to share with you an example and then we'll discuss on the memory technique. Suppose I have applied for the GST registration on 15th of April. My turnover crosses on 20th of April and I have applied on 15th of April for the GST registration. Okay. Departmental authority has approved my registration application on 10th of May. That is, I have received the GSTN on 10th of May. In that case, the first return, that is April month return, I am not able to find. So I have to include all my sales of the April month, all my sales of the April month in my May month return. Am I right now? We all know that when we are applying for the GST registration a specific month and we are not getting the registration in the same month, in that case, we are not able to file the return of that month. We have to file the return, or we have to declare the sales in the subsequent month. Because from 15th April till 30th April, I am eligible to make the sales. Am I right now? Because I have already applied within 30 days from the date of liability. So I will be eligible to sell, but I will sell with ARN number. I have done the same. Or I have to show the sale in the subsequent month. The same provision is coming from section number 40. So now onwards, whenever you will look on number 40, your sales was 4, but you have reported 0 because you was not able to report. So report it in your first return. This section number 40 is related to first return. Suppose your sales was 4, but you have reported only 0 because you was not able to report. So report it in your first return. So section number 40 is related to first return. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and under GST section number 1 is commencement, short, extent, and title. I request each one of you, sir, I have shared the form to provide the reviews. Just provide your review of our today's session, because tomorrow we'll cover the remaining sections. Now I am going for a recap of the 40 sections. So I request each one of you that provide your comment on the given link which I have already shared. Okay. Yes, section 40 I will again clarify. Section number 40, sir, just take an example. Section number 40, sir, suppose I have applied for GST registration on 15th of April. I have applied for GST registration on 15th of April. Suppose departmental authority has approved my registration on 10th of May. But in between 15th to 30th April, I have made a certain sales. But I will not be able to file the return, because when I will get the GST registration for that month only, I will be able to file the return. So government says, for this period, if you wish to show the sales, you have to show the sales in your May month return. That is your first return. So this particular provision is mentioned in section number 40. Now, how will memorize? So when we look on number 40, we'll have to take one idea in our brain that 4 was my sales, but I have reported only 0 because in April month, I was not able to report. So I have to report in my first return. So this section is related to first return. Is that okay, sir? Samsung SMS 931B. The concept is okay. First return, section number 40, you are able to memorize. Whenever you look on number 40, yes sir, May month will be open now. When the registration has been granted to you, the particular return will be open, and you can provide the details related to April month as well, that is in the first month. So, and the memory technique is very much clear. 4 was sales, but I have reported only 0, so report it in your first return. So this section is related to your first return. Okay, I am going for a recap. Okay, in next 5 minutes we'll conclude the session. So I request, I have already shared the link. Sir, ARN number ke basis pe you can issue the invoice, and you have to issue the revised invoice after getting the GST. And this is the mechanism which we are following since the applicability of GST. Okay, because मैं 15 दिन अपना business तो बंद नहीं रखूंगा ना, I have to continue my business. So for that purpose, you can issue the invoice based on ARN number. Then after, you have to issue the revised invoice. That is what is the mechanism. For that purpose, government has also issued the complete mechanism as well. If you require the entire copy of that clarification, we'll share with you. Okay. Now, sir, जब तक मैं एक छोटे से recap पे जाता हूं, I again request whatever your review for our today's session, just provide it. And also I request from my side, tomorrow we have session from 5 to 7:30, and I know tomorrow is Sunday. Please, for me, spare 2 hours and 30 minutes. Every section of CGST Act will be on your fingertips. Around 140 sections we are supposed to cover. We'll cover by tomorrow, but I require your support. Okay, so please be there. in the online section. Section number one is the commencement of counting. So whatever will be your feedback, just click on the link and you can provide your feedback, and if possible just provide 2 to 3 lines about the session. Number 1 is the commencement of counting, and section number 1 is related to commencement, short, extent and title. Section number 3 is indication of something bad, and the authority who is going to correct the bad things, that is officers under GST. Section number 4 is for your, that is appointment of the officer. Section number 5 is very high, that is powers of the officer. Section number 6, authority fixed. Section number 7, S for supply. Supply includes sale, exchange, barter, transfer, lease, rental, disposal, agreed to be disposal. Section number 8 is a mixture of 00. So this section is related to mixed and composite supply. Section number 9, imposing fine, that is charging section. Section number 10 includes zero, that is zero eligibility to claim the input tax credit, that is composition scheme. Section number 11, E for exemption. Section number 12 is indication of time. So this section is related to time of supply. In case of goods, 12. In case of services, 13. In case of change in rate of tax, section number 14. Section number 15, 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Value fix, this section is related to valuation under GST. Section number 16, 16 आने सच ITC मिलेगी फटाफट input tax credit. Section number 17, danger zone, restrictions to claim the input tax credit. Section number 18, making happy scenarios. Section number 19, जब कोई और करेगा तो 19 करेगा, मैं करूंगा तो 21 करूंगा, work done by others, that is job worker. Section number 20, that is distribution, ISD. If excess distributed, less distributed, in that case take the help of debit or credit note. Section number 21. Section number 22, 20 is the limit to take the GST registration, and section number 22 is related to registrations under GST. Section number 23, free, no need to take the GST registration if you are agriculturalist, if you are exclusively dealing in the exempted product. Section number 24, sure, you have to take the GST registration. Section number 25, procedure defined. Section number 26, registration fixed, deemed approval of registration. Section number 27, taking favor of the casual taxable person, non-resident taxable person. Section number 28 is very great because providing the opportunity for amendment of the registration. Section number 29, deny, that is cancellation of registration. Section number 30, not very dirty because providing the opportunity for revocation of registration. Section number 31, invoicing done. Section 32, collection of tax, that is unauthorized collection of taxes. Section number 33, mandatory fields on invoices. Section number 34, 3 is on lower side, 4 is on higher side, credit and debit note. Section number 35, justify the books of accounts records which is justified under GST. Section number 36, 6-year retention of the books of accounts. Section number 37, 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. 10th was the due date to file the GSTR 1 return. Outward supply. Section number 38, conditions to reduce the fake ITC. Section 38, fake. Section 39, payment defined, that is your CMP 08, your GSTR 3B return. Section number 40, 4 was my sales, I have reported only 0, report it in your first return. So this section is related to first return. Sir, for job work, as ITC 04 is applicable, if you are a principal, you are sending the goods for job worker. Okay, that is what is the form which is applicable, ITC 04. On quarterly basis we have to file. Sir, how it was? I request each one of you, whatever will be your feedback, just put it on the given link. I am aggressively waiting for your feedback on the given link. Okay, and I also request, if anyone wishes to buy this simplified GST, the memory chart guide, then you just need to place the order. This is my assurance to you that after placing the order, when you will get the book, this book will be ultimate for the entire solution of your GST regarding memory techniques, regarding capturing the law in a very simplified way. So you may place the order, and definitely it will be very helpful for you in your day-to-day practice. And yes, after getting this book, you will not satisfied, you can take the refund. Okay, thank you once again for joining the session. And also one most important request, sir, can you please join the session, the next session live only? I request each one of you, please be there in our tomorrow session. Sir, on the Google form, when you will make the payment, we'll get the IDs, and on the Google form, if you will check, there will be a facility available to upload your QR code. And also, if the same is not there, what we'll do, on the basis of the Google form, our team will text you on your WhatsApp number by tomorrow, and they will ask the complete address with the screenshot once again, and then we are supposed to confirm. Because if anyone is putting the order through website, then it is too good. You just need to go to our website www.batukconsultancy.com. That's too good. But if you are not supposed to travel to our website and face certain complicated issues. Not at all complicated issues. It's very easy to place the order from our website as well, but there are, the time is very quick. So if you just require the payment through the QR code, then we have option as well. Okay. And I also request, sir, your comments are required. And also I request tomorrow, please be there sharp at 5 p.m. Okay. So thank you once again for joining the session. Thank you for learning with us. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow sharp at 5 p.m. And still, if you have any query, any concern, any question, any doubt in your mind regarding GST, you can connect with us any point of time. We are here for you. Thank you once again. Bye bye. Good night. Take care. We'll meet tomorrow sharp at 5 p.m. Thank you once again.